Several experts and fans have already commented on the Ben Stokes and Ravindra Jadeja handshake controversy, and the reactions keep on coming. So without any further ado, let's take a look at some of them involving Tabraiz Shamsi, Dale Steyn, Sunil Gavaskar and Sir Geoffrey Boycott. Well, Tabraiz Shamsi, he has mentioned on Twitter that why such a big deal about India refusing to accept the draw offer from England. Jadeja and Sundar got their hundreds, which they worked really hard for. And obviously, this point does have a lot of merit because India were clearly under a lot of pressure. Rishabh Pant wasn't really fully fit, and that made sure that Washington Sundar had to be promoted to number 5, and he got proper support from someone like Ravindra Jadeja, and the duo stitched together a proper partnership to make sure that India held England onto a successful draw in the Manchester test. And obviously towards the end there was a lot of problem that was created by someone like a Ben Stokes, who thought that there should be a handshake because any which way a result is not possible. But Jadeja and Sundar, they got to their hundreds, and it was a great thing for India. But in response to Shamsi, Dale Steyn had one thing to say, that this onion has many layers attached to it. Draw was the main goal, not the individual hundreds of both batters. Going for free milestones was odd. So if we take a look at the most important keywords in what Dale Steyn has said, that going for free milestones was odd. Is he really trying to play the devil's advocate here? Well, I'm not really sure about it. You can let me know your thoughts in the comment section in this particular case. But for Dale Steyn, the point that he's trying to make is Jadeja and Sundar had done all the hard work here. So maybe in that particular case, they had done what was required for India. And when the handshake thing happened, when Ben Stokes, he walked up to Ravindra Jadeja to make sure that we can probably call off the game, that's where Steyn feels that Jadeja should have really accepted the offer, which he did not later. Now, Dale Steyn went on to add one more thing, that result wasn't possible. Handshake was offered. That's the gentlemanly thing to do, right? To reach hundreds, India must have been much more aggressive. And maybe, once again, I'll point to the case of Dale Steyn being the devil's advocate here. I'm not really sure, but maybe you can tell your thoughts in that case. But for Dale Steyn, what he really feels here is that India could have been much more aggressive. Initially, the first goal for India was to make sure that they hold England onto a draw. They just play out all those overs so as to negate any chance of England winning that particular test, especially at Old Trafford. And maybe in that case, Jadeja and Washington Sundar could have then accelerated and gone for their hundreds. But then when the first goal was accomplished, that's when Jadeja and Sundar, they went for their hundreds. And maybe it was a good thing on India's part to frustrate England out, because England had been chirping all the way in the last few years or so, making sure that they can probably get into the minds of both Jadeja and Sundar. But that wasn't really the case because the two batters absorbed pressure really well. Now, Sunil Gavaskar, he also joined the conversation, and he said that after Stokes got to his 100 in the first innings, in which England scored about 669, why did he not declare and give their bowlers a little extra hour? A little bit of loud talk by Stokes, and that's something that's pretty much relatable to England cricket, because whatever they do, they feel it's always right. But then if another team employs a strategy, they always have a problem in that. And last but not the least, Geoffrey Boycott, former England cricketer, he also joined the conversation, and he said that why should India be nice to them and agree to go off when England have had enough? The Team India players are tough cookies, and that's what they really showed when they held England onto a draw. Boycott added that England were gobby enough when it suited them, and obviously they were chirping all the way, having all those conversations, being very loudmouth on the stump mic so as to get into the heads of the Indian batters. So you cannot blame India for wanting to stay on. What goes around comes around. Maybe India could have batted the remaining few overs and made sure that England could have come out to chase about 120-30 odd in the 5-6 overs, and that would have meant even more frustration for the England team. So what do you think about all these reactions with respect to the Stokes and Jadeja handshake controversy? Is it really needed, or is it just stretching too far? Well, tell us your thoughts in the comment section, and don't forget to subscribe to Sports Today.